Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Sit Your Axe Down. This is episode 5.5. I'm Kyle. We got Lucas up there as well. And yeah, welcome back. Sorry for the delay in episodes. We had kind of an odd amount of time in between tournaments. So,
Yeah.
and the next couple are local tournaments, so we're not flying, or at least for the first one. Are you flying to Riverbend?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. So not flying, so we don't have to worry about packing as much and
Yeah.
leaving as crazy early as we, typically do with the flight. So
Should be good. Yeah, I had a crazy week. I don't know if anybody saw, but we had somebody crash into our venue. So we've got I've been a little occupied
preoccupied. Yeah.
with that stuff. Yeah. So um hoping to get some news on that this week and see what that process is going to look like for getting it, but getting
Yeah,
it
and
repaired.
because of that, you had to close some lanes down, right? Like the entire bottom
Oh
half.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're basically down to just 3 lanes, and we're trying to make that work. Makes league night basically we're closed just for league, and
I was gonna say we do that. We do that already. I
yeah,
just think it makes things easier, and you're able to completely focus on everybody else, and your staff or my staff doesn't. I mean, they clock out and get to have fun time at league and not have to worry about working. So
we normally just leave staff on, and then since it's basically 2 different spaces, it like nobody really knows that we're having league upstairs, and
yeah,
then when they go upstairs to go to the restroom or something like that, they get to see, or they'll just come out and check it out. So it's been good, but now that we don't have that, it's interesting. So we'll see
yeah,
how it goes.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully that all gets taken care of. But if you feel so inclined to help out, there is.
Nah, don't need to do that yet. Let's wait. Let's wait and see what the insurance stuff does. I don't want to take people's money if insurance is gonna
Oh, I was just
cover
gonna
it.
call
So
out Barton and see if he'd send a construction crew up and put that thing back together.
yeah. Um, but so I think since we've been on last, they announced the ProAM.
Yeah, the USA ProAM Championships.
Yes.
Which I don't know how to
Uh,
feel. My first thoughts when I first saw it, I was like USA ProAM, and my first thought
yeah.
was some troll is going to come out and say, but Canadian throwers are going to be there, so it's not just the USA. But
That's true.
it's no different than golf.
Yeah.
U.S. Open still has golfers from other countries and stuff participating. So
Right. I actually didn't read the actual release. I just now clicked on it on WATL's website, and
does it say USA throwers only?
no, it just says,
Okay.
it's official, the US Open is retiring. So we would, much like the Canadian Open champion David Sicon, there will always, it seems, at least for now, there will not be another US Open champion. Mark Tishko will be the reigning champion. Vin Crescenzo will also be, and Brown Johnson will hold their championship titles indefinitely.
Yeah.
So
Now
that's
what?
cool.
So that is really cool. But like additionally, and I had a conversation. I can't remember who I was talking to, but like, does the U.S. Open really need to go away? I mean, same with the Canadian Open. Like, does it need to go away, or does it have to be a televised event? I mean, I don't see
I think
why like it couldn't just transition to to just a tier one. Like, why not take that US Open title and rotate it around some tier ones.
Well, I think it's cooler if I just get to keep it. So,
That's true. That's true.
no. Yeah, I mean, it's just a name, right? So you could literally
Yeah,
do anything, but I think it kind of diminishes it if you just start throwing it around at other things.
that's true. That's true.
Like that's like, oh, well, like the World Series was this, but now we're just going to play like every game is the World Series.
Yeah.
It would kind of ruin the whole effect of, oh, this is a big deal. Um, and not that like, any other tournament couldn't be a big deal, but without it being televised, that definitely takes something away from it. And so I don't know. I think that's probably the reason why it won't come back in that capacity. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a Canadian Open in some years. I mean, maybe sooner than later if they can, start having a few more tournaments up there and some things like that.
Yeah.
The only thing I do see though is if they do have a Canadian Open, I do think that there will be people that will be mad because I bet that they would do priority Canadian sign up type of thing, and there would be some people that would feel left out.
Yeah, that's
they do it.
definitely a possibility. Um,
I have no idea. That just literally came to my mind, but I could see it from both sides. Like if they had the Canadian Open and all of the people that signed up were people that like everybody from America or the US signed up and then left no spots for the Canadians would be mad. And then
yeah.
if all the Canadians sign up, then all of the throwers from the states that would have wanted to go wouldn't have spots. So
Which frankly, like I personally don't think I would be upset, only because like there really hasn't been much in Canada for the Canadian throwers to do.
that is true. That is a
So
little
like
bit on venues, though, not necessarily Waddle.
that's true, yeah. Or and
Um,
not yeah, not definitely not on Waddle. I mean,
yeah,
I just think the entire COVID slash post COVID situation up there. I mean, it seems to be handled quite a bit different than what we did down here.
yeah,
So,
no, that's for sure. So yeah, so let's see. I will say before we get into this, well, we'll get into it and then I'll talk about it. But so Pro Invitational, 64 throwers.
yep.
Those are going to be made up of um all the throwers that place top 10% of any 2023 Waddle Tier 1 or Tier 2 tournament.
It's significantly better wording than what's been used. The way you just said that.
Yeah, well, I just read it.
Oh, did that? Okay, so someone else went in and changed because like the original was like the top 10% of tier 1 and 2 winners.
Oh, well,
And
yeah.
so
So
like that
it
original
says,
wording was like, I mean,
yeah, it says
if there
all
was
throwers
only
who place.
three winners,
Oh, then
then
yeah,
like there was only one position. But no, this is
yeah. They wouldn't
the
even
top
need to use
10% of every tournament. That was
yeah
tier
every
1 and tier
tournament
2.
that's a Tier 1 and Tier 2, starting with West Side and ending with Throw Ohio.
Yep.
So if at Throw Ohio you finish in, let's assume they have 200 people sign up. If you finish in the top 20, you're going to get a bid to or get a invite to the Pro Invitational division.
My guess is that would be tied for 17th.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
Be 21
they'll
positions.
have to do like a cutoff, but I guess they'll just have to do a tiebreaker of some sort.
Yeah.
So make sure if you're going to finish in the top 20, you throw a lot of bullseyes. I don't know what they'll use. But if for some reason they need to do additional, they will extend further invites on an as needed basis. And Pro Invitational tickets will include entry into the skills event. And they have more info about that below. But I guess my only gripe with the pro invitational division, which is obviously not a personal gripe necessarily, but just I feel like it leaves that middle ground again, which is always going to be kind of a weird situation, kind of like regionals did last year.
Sure.
And just kind of leaves some people out. So if you're not top 64, but you're also not going to make the cut for amateur division, you're just kind of in that middle ground of not getting to participate, unfortunately.
What's interesting to me is that you're doing 64 pros. The pro tournament, I believe, is the only thing. I think, did they release the schedule as well? Because I think that
there might be a schedule in here. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I feel like I saw that the only thing going on Thursday,
Yeah, is pro.
Is the pro. And what time does that start?
Evening. That's all it says.
Okay, evening. 64-person tournament. If it starts at 6:00, it'll be done by, pretty close to done by 9:00.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they might even just do one bracket with 64 people. I don't know. They might do two, but likely just one.
But if it is anything like Worlds was, and there's set up large enough for 2 rooms, why not just do the entire pro league?
I don't know. We don't know anything about the setup because they haven't released where it's going to be at yet.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And so who knows? Maybe we're doing this on one target. You know,
Jesus, that couldn't be done on that. But
yeah, just one target, not even one lane. We're not talking 2 targets. We're talking one target.
Because I mean, like realistically, like if you're just gonna do the top 64 pros, like there's people in the middle ground who will end up getting screwed.
I think the reason I would say they probably, whatever space they're having it at, they don't have it till Thursday. So on Thursday, they need enough time to set everything up, but then they still want to try and finish. And so maybe even if they don't finish the entire thing, maybe they will finish X amount of targets and be able to do the tournament. And so maybe that's the reason. Like they only plan to finish, let's say, 10 targets or 12 targets before pro hatchet will start, and then that'll give them enough time to finish the other X amount, because it's definitely not going to be as big as Worlds with the amount of people. But then the following day they are going to have on Friday, they'll have Friday morning will be standard knife tournament. Yep. And then the amateur hatchet tournament in the afternoon. So the amateur hatchet tournament right now is going to be, both of those tournaments will be 128 throwers, which is interesting. That's going to be, I'll be surprised to see the knife people that, I don't know, 128 seems hard to get somebody to come just for knife, maybe, depending on how many are doing both amateur and pro. Right. So I'll be interested to see that. But yeah, the amateur portion will be open to all competitors falling below a designated average, which will be which has been determined.
Did we already calculate that average?
Well, no, I don't know that they haven't said what they're going to use for that. So there's no way that you can calculate it at home. But they have determined what it is already. And it's been posted somewhere. It's kind of like when you're like playing that guessing game and you're like, I'm going to write down a number. I'm going to show it to this person so that they can verify that is the number that I wrote, kind of thing. So they have already internally posted what that is so that there's no discrepancy about them changing it later to fit some sort of narrative or anything.
That's right.
But so that has been posted.
Glad I didn't say anything more.
Yeah, it's been
confusing.
posted. And the the threshold has been set already, but they don't want it to be public knowledge just so that somebody doesn't go and purposefully do worse to make sure that they can get in. And so make sure that you don't want to finish too low and not get circuit points, but they will be watching for sandbaggers also. So if you've already thrown a 58 average and then you throw a 48 average this season, I think they're going to catch on to you. So I wouldn't attempt that. It will not result in you getting invited. But so those 128 throwers looks like for knife, that'll be registration for the first 90 spots will follow the same format as amateur hatchet. So looks like they're going to have I have not seen anything about the average that will be used for this, but looks like there will be an average for knife as well. And then additional entries, excuse me.
Bless you.
Additional entries will be extended to anyone who placed top 8 in the 2022 Worlds, US Open, or top 4 at any WKTL sanctioned tournament, or top 20 in the 2023 winter or spring season. So if you can finish top 20 in the spring season, you can get a invite there.
So that means we're in for knife.
We did it. We made it.
And you're already in for hatchet. So
yes. So and then this is where it's going to get interesting. So Saturday there's skills rounds, and they got a skills round 1, skills round 2. And there's 4 games, it looks like. I think so basically there's a couple of things that they have not announced yet as far as like what the games are. But the way it's going to work is it's going to be 4 events, 64 teams, 3 throwers per team. The way the teams are going to break down is it's going to be a event where the 64 pro invites are going to basically be captains and pick 2 people from the amateur division, which will be interesting. And then if for some reason somebody from the pro does not want to be a captain, then they're going to pick somebody that got an invite to the WKTL tournament and let them be a captain. So be interesting to see how that goes. Be interesting to see how the picks happen.
Yeah, I kind of hope that like maybe during the amateur tournament, maybe they do a pro draft.
It sounds too late.
Too late?
Yeah, because I mean, you got to know like who's going to, I mean, you would think they're going to have brackets and stuff well before then.
No,
so
they'll make Tyler do them that night.
Yeah, Tyler has to do them in the morning. So yeah, I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see if for some reason I don't know. I'll be interested to see who's available from the amateur that didn't make the pro that can be selected to be on a team.
Yeah.
And how that works. Tyler thinks that some people aren't going to want to pick their team, and I'm like, well, sign me up for picking my team.
Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't you want to?
I don't know why you would not want to, but and then there's going to be 2 other events also. So that evening there's going to be a special axe duels and then a knife duels. little bit bummed here that you can't do both.
Yeah.
But they're running concurrently, and I think they don't want people to be in both of them and running around. And then I meant to send this to somebody, but it's they have the payout for the prize pools down at the bottom, and on skills they put 500, like they broke it down per person,
Oh yeah.
but in the duels and special X duels they didn't. So I don't know if it is per person or not per person or what they did. So
Are they
but
good?
it looks like what?
Are the payouts good?
I mean, the skills thing, like if you get top 5, you're gonna each person on your team's gonna get $400,
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
which is pretty good. Yeah, I mean, if you get top 10, everybody's gonna get $250, which like isn't bad.
Yeah.
And then first place is gonna get $500 each, so not a huge jump. I mean, just placing top 5 is gonna be
Yeah.
good enough. Um, Pro Hatchet, pretty good. 3,000 for first, 2,500 for second. Third, 1,750. Top 5, 1,000.
Wow. That's yeah.
Oh, so wait. I guess this actually answers my question. They will be doing 2 brackets,
Okay.
right? Because you would know who was 4th place if you were doing 1 bracket.
It also confirms my theory that 32 person brackets are the only way that the app doesn't screw up
No,
on its own.
nah, I didn't. We've run plenty of big. I mean, we did 80 person at PLS. It had no problem.
That also, I mean, like I said, on its own. If you have the right people running it too, you're not going to have as many issues.
Yeah. Amateur hatchet, $1,200, $1,000, 750.
That's great.
Okay, so interesting. It looks like they are doing a true. Oh no, they're putting those people. I don't know. So they've got 1 through 4, and then they got tied for 5th. So that means they're just doing 1 bracket. Is that right? I think so. Because you couldn't get a true 4th place. Is
That,
2 with 2 brackets,
that's right.
right?
With 2 brackets?
Yeah, 2 brackets. You would end up with
You'd have
like second place in your bracket and second place in the other bracket. Those would tie for 3rd, rather. And there's no tie for 3rd.
right.
So unless they do like A and B, and then it would still be the same thing. There would be, oh no, if they're doing A and B, there will be, because whoever loses the B match, but
Right.
that's if they're not doing single elim on TV, which in the past for the past whatever have.
I hate single elimination.
Oh,
I've only
don't talk to me
experienced
about
it
it.
once, so.
I only lost once at the
and
US Open.
I deserved it. The one that I was on, so.
And then WKTL 1,800, 1,400, 1,200. So same thing. There's no tie for 3rd. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do. Yeah, and then the special duels and WKTL duels 800, 600, 400, 400. So they are doing a tie for 3rd in that one.
That'd be sweet if it's per person.
Yeah. But yeah, so looks like all of this will open up for registration on June the 12th. It'll only be open for 3 weeks. For the amateur, obviously by then you'll know what that cutoff is and if you can register. In order to register, you have to pay. If for some reason they get over 128 people, then they will do a lottery pick of the 128.
Here's the thing, like, I mean, I know that it's different when you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
But like there was like what 600 or 700 people who signed up for the last US Open.
I have no idea how many people, but I do know that they had to go and pick names, which I'm grateful for. That's how I finally got in. But they had to pick names like 5 times. They finally started picking names that were already coming for other things so that they weren't just wasting their time anymore. But this will help hopefully prevent the people that just sign up to sign up and then back out before there's anything on
Yeah,
the
I mean,
line.
I just feel like they're for sure going to get 128 people.
I
Like
mean, maybe.
more than 128.
The good news is that the way that it's set up, um, I think that there will be some that can't come. And then I don't know. I don't know that I know necessarily how the skill. Maybe I should read this part. Hold on. Okay, so the skills will be an add-on option with okay. So there might be more than 128 because you don't have to do skills if you do the amateur. So if there are additional skill tickets available, they will be sold after. So that'll be interesting too. So like as of right now, you don't have a placement, right, Gal,
Only
for the
if
pro?
only if they would have extended the cut to ninth.
Well,
But
did
it
they have
was
90 people?
7. No, they had 78 or 79 or something like
Not
that.
looking good unless you placed 7.8
Yeah.
or better. Um, so that means that as of right now, like if things finished out and for some reason you didn't place that at the other tournaments, you would be able to possibly sign up for the skill stuff still, since you would already be coming for knife,
Yeah.
and then you could still throw the skill stuff. So that's where it's going to get interesting because there's people that are maybe going to be in that in the pro league but not get the invite to the top 64, but those people might end up being available for the skills. And so I think that would be interesting too, to see those teams that kind of have an advantage of some sort, possibly.
You're
I mean,
talking
depending
about
on what the games
the
are.
skills games, not the duels games.
Yeah, so for the duels games,
That's whoever wants to be with whatever.
yeah, it doesn't really say how those will happen. It just says there's going to be tickets for it. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, it'll be interesting to see who signs up for what for that one once they release the games.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the pro-am. In a nutshell, there's obviously more to it, I'm sure, that I didn't touch on and that'll be coming out. But people keep asking, like, oh, are we going to do the 2024 rules? And no, it's going to be the normal rules. Again, they're not doing that till 2024.
Which speaking of 2024 rules, I think I've noticed a lot of people seem to be, after reading the rules and trying it out, kind of coming to terms and liking it. I mean, there's definitely some people out there who are still just like protesting.
I think that's what it is. I think you're just not seeing the people complain anymore because they've already left.
Yeah.
They're gone. They're done.
Which
no, I don't know.
which is
I think it's
kind of a good, I mean, probably a good thing. More, I mean, that there are people who are already kind of moving on just because we don't need that negativity because it's not bad.
Yeah. No, I don't want to harp on the 2024 rules again or anything, but I think obviously, eventually, no matter what the rules change to, whether they change a little or a lot, they're going to be what they are going to be. And that's why I haven't really cared either direction. if they make us stand at 50 feet or 15 feet, if somebody else can do it, I'll try to figure it out.
Yeah, for sure.
So it is what it is. But on the Pro-Am thing, we don't have all the details yet, but this weekend is our Pro League series in Speedway, Indiana at Flying Squirrel. And the next event, we'll go ahead and just release it now. Just we've already stopped signups for this one, so it's already happening. So we'll go ahead and release the next one. Is going to be at Tribal Axe in Virginia Beach.
That's right.
And yeah, that'll be July 15th that weekend. So be on the lookout for that. More information coming soon. But the coolest thing is that we are planning, as of right now, and this could change depending upon what we, decide necessarily. But as of right now, our plan is to do a Pro-Am as well. So I know we've been talking about it. We think that's what tournaments are going to try and move to and stuff like that. So we've been kind of toying with the idea and trying to figure out exactly how to make that happen. And so we're going to work with Rebecca and David and try to make that happen for the upcoming event in July. So if you're listening, you're not, fully committed to trying to do the Pro League series, or don't feel like, you are at that level, we're going to have a amateur division tournament that will be people that didn't or couldn't qualify for the Pro League series.
There will be requirements. So
yeah, somewhat. I mean, we're not going to let Philibom join that division. So there'll be something where, like, maybe you basically, as long as you have never been in Pro League, then maybe you could do it or something like that. So we'll work on the specifics and work on all of that and have more information soon. But goal is to have an amateur event for that July event in Virginia Beach. So be on the lookout for that. And let's see, upcoming tournaments other than PLS this weekend.
Yeah, next one will be the next major tournament will be Riverbend. Tier 1, but I think there's K-Town is in between PLS.
Yeah, so Knoxville, Tennessee, the following weekend, so 28th. Yeah, something like that.
28th is Friday, 29th Saturday.
And then on the
30th,
there's Knives Out in Murfreesboro at Jack's Split. So if you've been looking for a knife tournament, still taking signups for both of those tournaments, I believe. So still some time.
I actually had to double check that I actually signed up for Knives Out. I'm pretty sure that I have, but
I haven't signed up for that or K-Town, but I plan to go to both. So
Knives Out's doing regular knives and duels, right?
Yep. Yeah, I think we're going to do duels right after.
We're doing duels, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
a thing.
Defend, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I might bust out the Blackhawks.
Oh, can we use those?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay, mine are just collecting dust in Jasper.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be interested to see. I guess that's another thing we can talk a little bit about. I know there was a post by Evan in the WKTL that they are, some people are skirting the line of legal, not legal knives, whether they are or aren't. He just wants to leave it up to the judges at the tournaments.
Or the highest presiding official. Correct.
Yeah, so that, which at most tournaments should be the head judge at the tournament.
Yeah, didn't he word it though where it was like if there was somebody who like was an employee or that because I felt like that would like I think that's a great idea. Like if someone who's a staff member of WATL or WKTL or on the council, I think those are good ideas. But I think there would maybe be gray area if
Oh yeah, no, I don't
if
want to
there
be
was
the person
somebody.
who decides. Don't ask me.
Yeah, you have
I'm
to
going to say
decide.
whatever
You have to decide, but then you can't throw in the tournament. So
I'm cool
make
with
that rule,
any.
Evan.
I want them to throw whatever knife they want to.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
bust out the 3.5 inch um umbrella forge Blackhawks if you want against me. I'm gonna say they're legal if I'm getting to be the deciding factor. But
yeah.
I think it should just be the head judge. I don't know exactly how it was worded, but I think that's happening. And then I should probably just look at it and
The
make sure I
only
don't
the
say
only
something.
thing that is tough with head judges is that I feel like that people are using head judges who don't always know the knife rules as well.
I think that's fine, but then I think they should just go look at the rules and determine based upon what they read.
Yeah.
Um, and because I don't know that you necessarily need to have them all memorized by any means or anything like that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It
Like it would just make things way easier if they would just say you just buy a set of knives, you open the box and you use them.
um
If you add tape to the grip because if that great.
nope, trash,
Um,
throw them away.
throw them away. Okay. I mean, I'd be fine.
You put tape on
I'd,
them? Nope. They're
I'd adapt.
is there still you can take the tape off? Is there still residue? Throw them away.
Yeah. Oh, that's worse.
No.
Because that's like that's like just make they just stick to your hand.
But okay, I wanted to make sure that this was in there before I said something I shouldn't say. They at the end of that thing that he's talking about, judges and all that, he did say, with that being said, don't do anything hasty with any knives that you may think may not meet specifications, because the council and Evan are working on some better knife modification rules, and hopefully we'll have those released before the summer season starts. So, if you have old knives, don't throw them away. Don't break them, turn them into something else, anything like that, because there's a chance that they could be legal based upon the rules that come out before the summer. So
Yeah.
we'll see how those progress and how much of a change there is. But that'll be good, I think, for the community, for everybody, for makers, for people, because nobody wants to be that person that is at a tournament and says like, hey, that person's knives are modified too much, and has to be that guy. But also everybody wants to have as much of an advantage as they can within the rules. And so I think the only way you can do that is by, pushing the limits and getting as close as you can to breaking them necessarily. So
Yeah, I
I think
mean, it is hard though. Like, it is hard when you are at a tournament though, and you notice like the guy next to you throwing the same knife you are, and it's like I'm standing 6 feet away from you, and I can tell that that knife has been modified a lot. Like
yeah,
that's frustrating because it's like okay, you you didn't just clean up damage to your knife. Like you modified it to suit your need. And
yeah, I think it just depends. I mean, sometimes I think that's what it is. Other times I think it's just they didn't really know. Other times, because I mean, I know we saw that once this year already.
yeah. Yeah,
Somebody that
yeah.
just wasn't aware. Another person just didn't have other knives. Like those were the knives they had, and they were from last year, and they weren't like crazy modified, but they were definitely against the rules, and nobody said anything about it, and they threw the whole tournament.
Yeah.
And it puts everybody in a weird position without there being more black and white rules and things like that. So I don't know. I don't know how the rules are going to change necessarily, but I think it'll be good for everybody. So
Yeah.
Yeah. There any other topics, conversation we were going to try and
No, I
touch
think
base?
just, with PLS coming up again this weekend, we got a larger group than we did at the last tournament by
Yep.
a few people.
Yeah, we're at 80 something.
80, yeah. So we were hoping to have more, being in the Midwest, but
We're shooting for 100. Where's the 100 people at? Well, okay. If we do the amateur thing, we're definitely going to have over 100, right? And
yeah, it just depends how we structure
yeah,
everything.
but 100 people total at least.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If we don't get that, then
Yeah, I
that would be.
think I'm excited. I think Ryan's very excited to have a tournament at his venue. He's worked very hard to get open, and Speedway is a really cool place. We say Speedway, but it is Indianapolis. It's right down the street from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where they will be doing track days basically now until the end of next month when the Indy 500 is. So it's going to be a cool
That's probably
weekend.
what we can probably do that Friday morning. Go over there.
Yeah, I mean, if you've never seen, have you ever been to to a track day?
No, I don't think so.
Have you ever been to an open wheel race at all? Did you go to the one in Nashville?
No.
You did? No. It's so loud. It's so loud. It's super cool. Yeah, it's super cool. Because the track days too, you can get down right next to the cars in the pits, and yeah, it's a pretty neat experience.
Hopefully they don't drive like that guy that hit our building.
No, their engines are a lot bigger than that. Although that car has a pretty big engine, that's probably why he couldn't handle it. But.
Yeah. I guess on when we were talking about 2024 rules, I've seen
that's what I was going to mention that earlier, but
yeah, I've seen one place do a marathon, I think, of those rules. I didn't go back and see kind of how they did or how those scores look, but we are doing just a quick hash tournament Sunday afternoon with those rules as well. So it'll be interesting to see some of the top people compete under the new rule set with presumably little to no practice and see how it goes. So
if you are going to PLS and this is the first time you've heard about this, I do believe Tyler will have a bunch of axes that'll be different lengths for use at 15 feet. I think he bought a bunch of axes that can't be named, or that he wouldn't want named because of their handle length. But yeah, we'll have those there if you don't.
Yeah, I think Dustin Wellman's bringing a few that are 19-inch recurves and stuff like that for people that are trying to throw.
Leslie sold them this weekend. I think she took some with her and sold, I think, almost all of them.
I thought he posted that. Oh, that was before the tournament. So yeah, maybe he'll make some more. I don't know. He stays up late and makes things. So he'll probably make some more. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. I haven't practiced really any of the 1.5 spins, so I'll probably lose pretty quickly. But you
heard it here first.
Yeah, but the up front though, watch out. I'm trying to go for that
34?
32, maybe 34 on the turn here. So if I can do that, maybe I can just stick with 4s, 5s, and 6s. I don't know. I think strategies will be interesting.
Yeah, I do too.
Because do I All right. So let's say in the first half we're going. We both go top left outer bull. We both hit. Second one, we both go top right outer bull. You miss, I hit. Okay, so I'm up 3. Do I try to like extend my lead and keep going for the outer bulls? Or do I or even more so, I'm up 3 and it's throw 4 where I'm normally assuming we'd both hit, I'm probably going kill.
Mm-hmm.
Do I go kill and then hope that I hit and you miss and now now I've got
We up.
a
You
huge
you said
lead.
throw 4. We're talking up front.
Yeah, throw 4 up front.
Kill shot.
You've already thrown a 3. I'm up 3 already.
If you're talking bullseye, you can almost guarantee a miss 40% of the time, or maybe more like
Yeah.
45% of the time. But
I don't know. It's just gonna be
kill
interesting.
shots have that's the only thing that saves me a lot of times for whatever stupid ass reason.
Yeah,
That
but are you
same
hitting the
size.
middle? I'm
I
not.
I doubt it. I mean, it's probably the 6 point, which
Yeah, so you're
that's
only
not a
getting six
factor.
points
So
anyway, so I might as well just stay down and get 6 points.
it's true. Yeah, because you're only missing 12% of
Like,
the time.
yeah. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I think there'll be some interesting strategies. Some people will probably lose purely just because of their strategy, and I think that will suck for
You
some
know,
people.
I feel like with the new rules because of strategy, I feel like I will find myself looking at the brackets so that I can see who I'm throwing
What
against
their strategy
and
was.
try
Yeah.
no trying to like actually look at their numbers and go, okay, here's what actually that's that. I'll go at the end of this year. Actually, I'm gonna make Tyler do it because he'll do it a lot faster and just pull up everybody's historical data and like career bullseye percentage for 2023. Because
Not me,
if you
man.
do career, you're gonna get all the
I'm
old
gonna
stuff
get
too.
like full. I want like full scouting reports. I'm gonna be watching film before I play people and stuff like that. Like, oh, they were up 3 and they decided to stay down. Okay, I know their strategy now. That's how it's gonna get. It's gonna be interesting.
Because Tyler already knows a lot of that shit. Like Tyler knows if somebody's a better kill shot thrower than a bullseye thrower whenever he's walking up most of the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like everything just changes. It doesn't tournament to tournament basis. I don't know. Like I had a 90%
You're
bullseye.
like the only one that doesn't change though.
I don't know. My kill shots have been. I don't look at any of my seasons this season either.
So Keystone was the one uh blemish.
I don't even know. I think I actually threw kill shots really well, except for like one game.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
just
but even at that, like in
so I
terms
bet
of
like my overall numbers probably weren't
no, they
were
were
probably good,
the same
but
because you didn't even hardly change your because Tyler puts the ranking number in there and you didn't hardly change at all.
still went up. I think
Yeah, which is stupid, but
that's my goal, baby. Every tournament. But yeah. All right. Well, I don't think we have any other tournaments or things coming up necessarily that we won't be on again before. So, oh, I guess the we can shout out the hoedown that just happened.
oh
Um,
yeah,
Leslie Wellman took
she
Hatchet, Big Eye,
she took all the axes. Yeah, so
yeah, and duels
Amanda, yep, my wife, yep.
with with Amanda, and then who won knives?
Um,
Brianna
Brianna
Richmond.
Richmond. Yeah, okay, good.
Yep.
I almost said Funk, but
Funk.
not yet.
Yeah, not yet. So yeah, shout out to those ladies that
You know
went to the.
what's crazy about that is so Brianna got first, and oh shoot, the name's not written in front of me, so I'm gonna say it wrong. I think it's Katarina.
Yeah, I was just gonna say cat, but sure.
Cat, okay. They didn't even sign up for knives. They didn't even take their knives with them. They were
Oh,
they were there to support Rhonda Eaton, and then decided to sign up that day because Casey allowed them to, and they used
all right.
borrowed knives from what I understand, and they finished first and second.
They weren't messing around.
No, not at all, not at all. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah,
But I will say, Leslie was really trying for the 4 discipline sweep.
it's hard. Tell you that. Tell you that right now.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, I heard only good things when they got back yesterday. So
yeah,
yeah, good things. Casey ran another good tournament, so I guess
yeah.
we'll.
So shout out to Tommy Hawks for that.
Yep.
And
We'll be there again in September. I think, is it right?
yeah,
September.
case.
Show me
Yeah,
State Throwdown.
Tommy Hawks will be having a tournament in September. Yeah, so
Yeah, nice.
a lot of tournaments still popping up. We still don't have a date yet for PLS fall PLS, but we're working on a date, trying
Yep.
to find something that fits without getting too close to anything else. So we'll see. And it's inevitable that it'll probably have to butt up against something, but we're going to hopefully try to butt up against something that's not in the same vicinity or area. So
Heard a weird noise. Um, Gosh, I was just getting ready to say something about PLS and
how cool it is, or
what were you just talking about?
I was saying that we don't have a place for fall yet, but we're
Oh
working
yeah.
on
Now I remember what it was.
figuring that out.
Um, People who are watching these videos, we at this point we've been getting a couple hundred views every time we watch. So
That's just me watching it over and over again.
when you watch this video and you get to this point, take note of this. Whatever day we decide to do the podcast at PLS, we're gonna go live before.
Oh yeah,
do live just to get an idea of what you guys want to hear, because nobody's listening to us and sending us messages about what you want to hear, so we want to catch you live on the spot. So
yeah. So whatever day we're gonna go, we'll get everything set up. Then I'll go live for a few minutes and just see who's on. I think based upon how the schedule's looking, we're probably. I don't know if we'll be able to do. I don't know. We might be able to do it Sunday during the 2024 rules.
yeah, I think it would be cool to do it either during or after that.
I don't think I'll be able to do after because it's going to be kind of late. I'm trying to leave.
Driving back. Yeah, same here.
So we'll try to do it during that. That's at least our plan currently. We'll try to do it during the 2024, and then we'll.
Yeah, so maybe it may be a weird episode where.
Yeah, I might have to we might get up and leave and come
get
back.
up and leave and come back, and we'll have some strategically placed individuals.
We can just pause it basically. Like we can just cut that section out if we both have to get up or whatever.
Yeah, that would work too. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll that one will probably be a little bit of editing involved, depending upon who we have on and guests and things like that, on who has to get up and leave. We did realize that we can only have one guest and not two. We have officially determined that
for now
my Zoom pack here will only allow me to do, unless we record it on the Zoom on the memory card and then transfer it.
Yeah, but we have received some generous donations through the Spotify. I think that's where they can donate through.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we can get.
Maybe we'll get something else that can interface.
Yeah. We got some additional cameras too. So we Throw Pros will be handling the live stream at PLS. So hopefully these cameras work. If they work well,
Hopefully these cameras work.
Yeah, maybe, I mean, work in terms of like provide a good quality stream. I know that they'll work. Just having
if not, I'm going to figure out how to use my phone.
Yeah, well, sure. But then we can, offer. We get some more of these cameras, and we can offer an even better live stream as well. So, once again, we will have strategically placed individuals on the live stream as well. So,
I don't know what he means by that, but yeah, we will.
Yeah, well, just that.
You mean for the stream, like for talking?
Yeah, I mean there have been there have been people who have harped on how live streams have gone, so we just want to make sure we provide a good live stream. And yeah, I know Hayden will be primarily running.
Just depending upon whatever whoever's in what bracket, which Tyler's working on now, we'll just kind of determine who can be in there. And it looks like it's a very similar setup to kind of how we had it at Drinder, yeah. As far as like office and being able to just go right over the top of that to the lane that's right next to it. So that's the lane that we'll probably be focusing on.
Yeah.
And try and keep it simple. This first time we'll probably just do one lane and get a couple of angles of that one. And so we'll at least have matches going on, and then we'll have, A final, B final, stuff like that. So
yeah,
it'll be good.
Should be pretty fun event. It's a good area, good food. I really can't wait to go to Ale Emporium.
I was talking up this place. It better be good.
There's a really crazy story about the Ale Emporium thing too. About the guy.
Don't tell me.
But you don't want to know about it?
Not right now. I want to know when we get there.
Okay.
I want to be surprised. I want to be anticipating this great story.
Yeah. It's definitely worth it. If you talk to anybody from the summer Midwest Regional, which would have been 2021. Yeah, 2021. Everybody loved it. So, and it'll take Raising Cane's and shove it in the dirt.
Summer 2021. That's the Midwest one I let somebody else win, even though I'm not even in that region.
Is the only one, right?
No, I think the first one I went to Mountain.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That rule.
Yeah, the first one was where they switched the St. Louis one and the Dells one. Because the Dells was originally going to be the second one, and St. Louis was going to be the first, and then they switched them to the Dells first.
So I went to Mountain for the first one because there were no rules at the beginning. Then I went to the St. Louis one, Lake St. Louis or whatever, and then I went to
the best tournament you've ever been to, right?
Oh yeah. Wait, was that the?
I think it was Valkyrie.
But then when was the other Midwest one?
That was the fall in Kansas City, St. Joe.
St. Joe, yeah. Okay, so yeah, it went Mountain, Midwest, Chattanooga,
Atlantic,
yeah, and then back to Midwest. So
that's the one where there was single elimination.
Stop! I can't talk about it.
Big X.
All right, we're gonna leave on that note. We'll touch base with you guys in a few weeks. Hopefully we get this posted today or tomorrow so that you know to be looking for our live. And we'll see you guys when we go live at PLS and then again for that podcast.
That's right. See you guys soon.
All right.